Hello. Can anyone hear me? Our scheduled speaker had a family emergency, so I am a last minute fill-in. And let me mute that. All right. So this is the May date of Tech Lancaster streaming during the pandemic. Um, and the fill-in topic that was decided on was a quick, maybe not so quick, test, or not test, but run through of setting up NextCloud as a kind of run it yourself DropBox alternative. This topic has been come up a couple times in the past few weeks on Tech Lancaster's Slack channel. So I thought I would give it a try. You know, since this was very last minute, I don't actually have it prepared and or rehearsed. So this could be a bit rough. Anyway, I guess I should say I did not get announcements prepared this month from the other meetups in the area, so can look up what those meetups are at the techlancaster.com website, I believe. Boy, probably should have verified that. Yep, there's a calendar there that'll list all the upcoming events. Do check with the events web pages to find out what's happening with them during this time, of course, because I don't know that every group has updated their information there about that. So I know some are on hold and others are going the streaming route as well. Next month, hopefully, we will be hearing the speaker who was supposed to be scheduled for this month, which is Brad Spangler, talking on, I believe it was a 10-year retrospective on Linux security history. But stay tuned to hear what's definite. And then, of course, there's also the Tech Lancaster Slack channel for anybody who's coming from meetup.com and isn't familiar with it. It is amishtech.slack.com. I don't know if you can just sign up there or if you need an invitation. At least during the live stream, if you need one, you can send me your email address and I will try to get that out to you right afterwards if I can. And so now, diving in, the broad strokes of what I will be trying to do in the next 40 or so minutes is quickly setting up a NextCloud server on DigitalOcean. If you're doing this yourself, there's a high likelihood that you would rather be doing it on your local NAS server, or if you have a Synology or QNAP or FreeNAS, there's plugins that pretty much pre-configure this for you, or you can do it yourself. But for the sake of my getting it going quicker, I'm going to be doing it on DigitalOcean. Personally, I do not use this like DropBox particularly heavily. What I mean by use but like DropBox, I see two particular use cases. Use case number one is, you have a DropBox folder, or in this case, it's a going to be a NextCloud folder, or whatever we choose to call it, on one PC. We have another NextCloud folder on another PC, and files placed in the first one automatically appear in the second one. Use case number 2 is, I guess, something like having your phone upload photos from it. We're not going to be exploring that at all today, since I didn't want to try to point things at a phone or do capture with a phone. And third use case would be you upload files either by just putting it in your NextCloud folder or by uploading it on the NextCloud webpage for your NextCloud install, and then you can share them publicly in various ways, such as anybody who has the URL can download it. I assume there are other ways, but I haven't really dug into that. I'm not really an expert at this. Personally, I mostly use it for NextCloud myself. I mostly use it for uploading files from my phone to a NextCloud install that I run in my home FreeNAS server, or I use it to upload files to a public NextCloud instance I run for the purpose of sharing them with others. There's lots of other functionality to NextCloud. There's group calendars, there's webmail, there is shared contacts lists. You can explore that, but that's generally not what people have been asking about or asking for Dropbox alternatives for or Google alternatives for. So that's outside the scope of what we will be talking about tonight. Boy, I'm fairly far in on time already, and I haven't even gotten that very far into starting it. So, the way that I will be doing this NextCloud install is I will be starting with a blank Ubuntu VM, and then I will be installing NextCloud from a snap install package, and then after I do that, I will be installing the desktop client on the 2 VMs I created for this purpose. And when I said that this was not rehearsed, I really meant it. So there's a high likelihood you will see me resorting to Googling things about this, like the snap command and where the Windows download is. Again, I'm sorry about that, but I haven't really had time for preparation as with the how late that the other guy had to back out. And I certainly hope his family situation works out well. So I can't hold it against him that he had to. Anyway. I am in a hidden window trying to do the more sensitive part of creating the VM, which, if you have ever done anything with a cloud VM, should not be particularly challenging to recreate on your own. And I think that I should be safe to now try to switch to my desktop. So yep, there is NextCloud. There's the OBS window. Let's go. boy. Move to top. Oh boy. Why isn't that doing what I wanted? Ah. These are not steps that would have anything to do with how to use NextCloud. These are just me being not terribly well prepared. Sorry about that. Well, I guess you will just not be able to see me while doing this part. We don't need that. We don't need that. Here's the newly created device. Is it running? Yeah. No, it's been created. Power. No, it should be running. All right, so the IP. I'll copy that. Now showing more than I really want to of my home network, but hopefully I won't show anything sensitive. If not, I will fix that up and edit it out later. All right, so I am now not logged into my new VM. Lovely. Let me mute the display for a moment to check something. I'm on. Oh. All right, and it's back, and I forgot what the default username was. Am I going to update? Why would I update to 2020? Do you mean 2004 LTS? In this particular NextCloud instance, the answer is no. I just set it up. The 2020 wasn't listed in the first couple options, and it's not going to live much past this demonstration. And I don't have to obey them. All right, so snap, install, NextCloud. I guess this is in part a tutorial on how to figure out how to do this sort of thing. Now, one thing I should also say will not be particularly covering is setting up SSL for it. You should be able to figure out how to do that with Let's Encrypt fairly easily in most cases. I know one person I talked to in the last week was having trouble with something about their ISP blocking stuff, and they didn't want to and then Let's Encrypt made it a little harder than usual to work with their particular DNS provider, but I don't know the details of that. It certainly was easy enough for me to set up Let's Encrypt on it myself. Maybe we'll delve into that if it turns out it makes me have to. But that is the main step to installing NextCloud on a clean Ubuntu VM or hardware install. Sudo snap install NextCloud. This helps take care of updates in the future for security issues, which was something that was unpleasant about trying to run NextCloud previously. So I should also say, hopefully if there's time, we will look into how NextCloud stores the data slightly. but we will not be covering how to back up NextCloud. There's kind of two parts, I think, to backing up NextCloud. The first part is, of course, backing up the file data that you stored in it. That's why we'll look into where it stores it, so that you can figure out how to back that up as you wish. And then the other part is how to back up NextCloud's settings, which is probably important to back up. I haven't really bothered with it since I don't use a whole lot of the functionality. It's easy enough to do a clean reinstall if I have to. It's probably not really optimal, but so, yep, it's done. So let's continue following their guide. I don't know how much that's important. And so, we get to, whoops, I did not want to actually run that. Oh, thankfully I did not actually paste what I meant to paste. So, I will start to type this, nextcloud.manual-install admin, and I'm going to mute the video now before typing the password. Back in a second. And I'm going to now write down the password so that I don't forget it mid-talk, which would be unpleasant, but certainly something I could end up doing. And I'd show you the output of this command, but that seems to be including the password in it. So I'm just sitting and thinking and taking a moment. So maybe I'll switch back to the video scene so it's not a big black window. Successfully installed. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Now, I probably need just out of curiosity, let's see what happens if I try going to that URL. Just trying to see how much more of this guide I have to work through. All right, access through untrusted domain. I wonder if I can add the IP as a domain. Did I mention I did not rehearse this or write down a script for it? All right, so let's see if we can use the IP address as a domain, because that'll make life simpler for the purposes of this example. And looks like it accepted it, so let's try loading that, and away we go. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to switch back to the... So I entered the IP address. I entered the IP address as a domain, and that made it come up happily now. So I should be able to log in now. So let's try admin. I will try not to speak my password out loud as I'm typing it in. And I don't really want to save it since I'll be throwing this away soon. And here we go. That is very minimally all it takes to get to a NextCloud install. And here's the various example stuff for that. Now, from this point, you should probably create new users, which is here. Oh, I just realized a bunch of my stuff isn't showing on here. I'm sorry. I guess that this is using a 1280 cutout of my main desktop. Did anyone miss anything important? Where am I? On this. All I really showed in the web browser, I did fail to possibly show the. All right, I will keep on. So here we have the desktop app. For the switching over, I previously downloaded 2 of the Windows 10 Edge test VMs from Microsoft. For people who aren't aware of this, this is here. You can download ready to go Windows 10 virtual machines that are very useful for doing quick throwaway testing. They expire after 90 days. You can just download an updated one from here again. But they recommend that you just snapshot it before you first run it, and then you can just restore the snapshot when it is done. So I guess I should have looked while I had that open what the default password was. Password with an exclamation point and a 0. Exclamation point and a 0. Password exclamation point. Now I hope they don't make me do the whole new user first time experience. And let me drag this up. All right. They helpfully give you a background wallpaper with lots of notes about it, which we don't particularly care about. And so let's go look for NextCloud Windows Client. All right. That was a surprisingly slow web page load, but and we will just run it. Oh dear. That is no good. We are not going to want to wait an hour for that to download. I do not know why that is saying that at all. Is this going to be better? No. Crud. Boy. Did they say anything about mirrors? No, they don't really. All right, let's try this next. Cloud desktop client mirror. Releases. Do they put binary releases here? If they do, that could save this. Since I would anticipate that GitHub would download much faster. Oh boy. Well, it's faster, but it's not great. Yeah, well, I don't know what size the Dropbox client is, but large file sizes seem to be the way of so many client programs now. Um, oh, great. Now they're saying 2 hours left, too. Is GitHub just overwhelmed right now? I mean, this is a 300 megabit internet connection. Sheesh. Oh, boy. Um, boy. I am at a bit of a loss at the moment. I guess I could demonstrate using it for sharing. Not what I had wanted to do, and I might as well add a test user. Oh, well, they block you from using insecure passwords. Not the most helpful when I just wanted to do a throwaway, but all right, we'll switch passwords. All right. So then let's pull this up in an incognito mode window so I can keep them both logged in. Copy the URL over. See if I remember the password I just made for it. And there we go. So I can create that's not really appearing on the desktop, create a file on my desktop. This time around I will be uploading it manually. Save it, close it. Rename it. All right, so the web client for uploading, as easy as that. Drag and drop it over. You can also, manually do it. This does expose WebDev client, so lots of WebDev tools can be used for it, including the Windows File Explorer. This is the way I like to share photos with people that want, high quality ones, or, because I don't generally use Facebook. So share a link. And what link did that copy? Others with access. Allow editing, no. Download, no. Is this all in the window? No, probably not. So let's make this window smaller then. And kind of, all right, so hit the share icon. It comes up in the side one. Have get share link. Copy it. That gives me a URL, which looks kind of junky like that. And I will give everyone seizures by showing this again. No, that's not where I have the chat, is it now? Well, anyone who wants to can try that URL, and they should be able to download it anonymously. But you know, but that is not the default. So I can unshare it, and now people can't download it again. I wish they had a better status display for that, but anyway. Of course, I probably just invalidated that link. Yep. So I will paste this, I guess, in the TechLankster Slack channel. I don't have YouTube open on this computer, so I can't easily paste it into the YouTube chat. So I guess that's incentive for anybody who's not on TechLankster to consider joining the TechLankster chat. But anyway, and my situation with downloading the client is not going any better. Oh man. It really throws a kink because the main point was to demonstrate the DropBox type functionality. Should have downloaded that instead of fighting so long with the webcam. Ah, boy. Well, the disgusting thing is that, I mean, this is a Microsoft website. It really stinks that the downloads to be such a problem. Boy. I'm going to pause the thing just a moment. Video display for just a moment. "16 kilobytes per second. Man. I'm on a wired connection to my router. Wonder if there's any chance that the problem is the fact that I'm uploading to YouTube right now. Don't know that there's anything I can do about that at the moment, other than to stop the stream and try to restart it. I don't know how smoothly that works. I wish there was a pause stream. I mean, it's not using all of my upload bandwidth. It says it's using 6 megs. Somebody said degrade my stream quality. I would love to do that. I don't know how to do that off the top of my head. I guess there's no harm in showing this part now. Let me close that for the moment. And close that and switch back. All right, so file settings. Stream does not have an output. Can I does not have let me do the apply, but now it will. Let's see if that makes a difference. All right. I just cut the quality of the stream a good bit. We'll see how much that actually affects it for viewers. I think I can certainly see it in the window a bit. Let's see. That did not really affect the download speed. Well, maybe it doesn't scale the speed well. So cancel and try again and see if that makes a difference. No. I'm supposed to have 12 megabit up, and this is set to 3 megabit up. Does anyone else have trouble downloading from from GitHub right now? I mean, can anyone else actually download that file quickly? Oh, you know what? I could try copying the URL and going back to my terminal window. Let me just switch scenes back and close that. Whoops. That is, no, I don't want to make it worse by downloading twice. That seems to be going crazy with this. All right. No, we'll close this. Copy link address. wget. All right, well, that was certainly fast enough. I may have a way forward now. All right. Sorry for the double hops here. The SSH key I installed in the NextCloud VM I had been using was no, not good. I see your comment about asymmetric Comcast connections and LAN-SETI internet connection. First, in terms of the asymmetric connections, as you see in this window here, using this computer sits right next to the Windows computer I'm sending this from. That is, in fact, my main desktop. I'm not broadcasting from that computer because I did not want to clean up all the stuff open on it to have a clean source for broadcasting from. But anyway, you can see it downloaded it at 27 megabytes per second on the same internet connection that from Windows is with the same shared gigabit connection to the router. I don't think it's Comcast asymmetric part. As for LAN-SETI Connect, I would have loved to sign up for them, but they won't take me because I was going to be a very, very late install block, and then they got stalled out before ever getting anywhere near close to it. and now people are getting disconnected, and maybe you were being facetious about that suggestion, but if you don't know, they're in a big fight with the local power utility over pole rights and stuff, and so people are getting disconnected. Also, there's quite a few ways that they did not do a good job with the quality of the connections, apparently. Uh, I don't have much hope for that working out anytime. But back to the topic. So I downloaded it to my Linux machine, and this is the roundabout, but copy it from the Linux machine over to my local computer. And I do have DNS set up locally. I just have been lazy. And this Linux machine got set up about, I don't know, 3 months ago, replacing the old one. And the MAC address, and while I just moved the hard drive over, the MAC address didn't match, and so the DHCP static allocation didn't carry over. And so I haven't gotten around to fixing that. So I have to keep remembering its IP address instead, which is not the most elegant, and at the moment is rather embarrassing. But all right, put that on my desktop. We'll so I can see my desktop, and there we go. You can't. I don't suspect you can't see this, but it's asking me for permission to install it. Integration with Windows Explorer, sure. Let me drag this up and make the window corner. The big black flash was the, well, you have the same delay that is my talking, so. The big black flash was the Windows security control, and it's just the dialog was just out of visual. All right, completed. Run NextCloud. Well, apparently they do stuff with screen sharing now. And now apparently that's telling me how to do it, so I don't want that. Server address. Where did I do? Here's the server address. Copy. Paste. Get rid of the extra part of it. And I guess I just set that up as it. All right, so here is the NextCloud sync everything from server. So hit connect. Drag the window up so everyone can see it. It's probably done already. So, and here is the NextCloud folder, and here we can see the various things that were on the default media on my NextCloud stuff there. Now, the reason the text lancaster.txt file doesn't appear is I accidentally let this log in as the admin user, since that's what I had logged in on the main one, and the test user was on the incognito one. So this is not recommended behavior, but it works the same way for the purposes of this demonstration. So now, let's go back into the Windows 10 VM. Get that on the screen as best as I can. No, that is not going to be the no, no, no. Sometimes the snap corner thing is really great. This is not so much one of them. Now, since this is all complicated with the file thing, let's find out if SSH is actually installed by default yet. Yes, it is. So, I can copy the thing that way too. Obviously, normally you would just download from the website. It looks like it got it. Now, what I can't wait is until Windows Terminal is standard. Alright, so we allow it to install it. I suppose this time I'm going to have to actually type the address. Yeah, well, let's find out. Maybe I can paste it through. Ooh, nice. I haven't used Hyper-V in quite a while. I generally don't need to use Windows VMs for testing web browsers and such anymore, which I'm reasonably happy about. Alright, log in. So I ended up letting it do the admin on the other one, which I shouldn't really have if this was for real. I will do that here. I don't really care about it saving my password here. I can close the window, sync everything, connect. Alright, so once again, we have the NextCloud right here. And so now the big point of the whole thing as an alternative to Dropbox, text Lancaster 2 will this file auto sync? Probably, but it has been that sort of day. Save it, close it, switch, whoops, back to the folder on the regular desktop, and there it is again. So, there we have Dropbox-like synchronization, which was goal one of this evening. And I took a detour while I was having the download trouble to show the sharing. So then I guess the remaining thing to take a peek at is where NextCloud stores their files. And Rather than try and remember, I'm going to be lazy and say where does the NextCloud snap store files? And your data, var snap var snap NextCloud, I mean. Alright, so there we can see how the files are stored. This can be configured to point to the whatever first storage you want. And so then you can apply whatever backup system you want. You could, for instance, if you're using FreeNAS, Synology, QNAP, whatever of those sorts, set this to be backing up that folder to a dedicate to Backblaze or a second QNAP, Synology or FreeNAS server. Anyway, that and then I guess right here it shows where the configuration data is too, if we wanted to back that up, which personally I haven't done. Now I will take any questions, which I will probably not particularly be able to answer, but hey, we can see. So I'll hang around for a few minutes for that, or if I think of anything else. Of course, there's Android and iPhone apps. I do like them. I find them to be reasonably usable. But as I said, I didn't want to try to point a camera at it. All right. Let's see, comment about LAN City Connect. Yes, I certainly wanted that too. At least until I heard about the experience from somebody who did get it, and that was before they started having the fight with PP&L. Anyway, hopefully I can edit out some of that big problem in the middle. I know there's some value to, showing the problems, but it'd be nice to tighten it up a little bit for referring people asking about NextStep. I don't know. I don't care that much about NextCloud to try to refilm the whole thing for a reference. I just seemed like it might be useful since it's come up so many times in, I don't know, the last month or two on TechLinks or Slack channels. So anyway, we're coming up on just a little bit before the 55-minute mark, so I guess I'll, wait another 60, 70 seconds, and if nothing else comes up, then I will call it a night. Remember about the TechLinks Slack channel. It is amishtech.slack.com. And I keep being distracted. I had a laptop up for quality control, but I mistakenly paused it at one point when I meant to mute it. And so I was like, why is it flashing weird things at me? It's because it's 20-some minutes behind the actual live. Not very useful for quality control. All right, James, if you paste your email address, I will try to get you, see you get a Slack invite. I didn't know if it would let you request one from the web page. You can also message me privately about that if you would prefer. My personal email address is this. I'm just typing it into the chat now if you don't want to put your own email address into the stream comments. Ooh, I probably should have tidied up those window drawers behind me a little bit, but I mean, it'd still be a huge mess if I had done that, but oh well. Alright, well, I guess I will call it a night then. Thank you, and hopefully next month we will actually get the 10-year retrospective on Linux kernel security talk. If not, I'm sure we will have something else, and stay safe.